Hello toy collectors, ActionFigures Gaming here. Today I'll be customizing my McFarlane Batman by Matt Reeves. The figure itself, the head sculpt, it's decent, but it's too thin. Like here on the sides, if you look at comparison photos of Robert Pattinson, you'll see that this head sculpt by McFarlane is too thin here. And the nose is a little bit off. Yeah, it's too thin on the sides. I'm going to show a reference photo just about now. And as you can see, the sides of the head are too thin. And what I'm going to be doing for today is I'm going to try and make his head more movie accurate with the use of Epoxy Putty, and I hope it works. Wish me luck. So now that I've fully mixed in the epoxy together, it's a two-type adhesive. One is the super soft one and one is the hardener. Well, you have to mix them equally so that you'll have a good formula of clay. Mix the white part and the brown part together until you get this dough-like looking color of clay. And once you have that, you're good to go. So here's my first attempt at adding more mass to this guy's head. I'm gonna start with adding clay on his sides. I'm gonna try to make the head wider. With that, I will be dividing this clay into two parts. Just gonna get my tools here. There you go. You gotta work a little bit fast with this kind of clay because they do harden quite quickly, especially with air. So I don't recommend this with like for beginners. However, a tip I can do is don't follow what I did where I treated a lot. Try to treat the clay just enough that you're gonna be able to use all of them. Because if you use a lot like clay that's already treated, you might not be able to use all of them and you'd run out of time because it would harden. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Who knows? We'll see. I don't even have a reference pic. Maybe I should get my iPad or something. So here, I'll be adding some mass. Hope this is okay. I'll be doing the same thing on the other side. Hope that's okay. I'll just keep on sculpting and adding, and then I'll show you guys an updated version. Okay, so here's an update on some of the epoxy mass that I've added. I did my best to try and copy the cowl like the movie look. Right now I'm just waiting for it to dry up and settle in, because once it's settled in, I'm gonna go paint it. Here it is on the side. Right now, since it's like semi-hard, semi-soft, I will be making minor adjustments, like smoothing it. It's like smoothing out the sides, like the cheekbones, like that. And another tip for when you're using this kind of clay, especially epoxy putty, is that you should please keep your tools semi-wet, or like dip it in water before you do any sculpting, to make sure that the putty doesn't stick. Here is side view, front and side from the other angle. Oh god, I hope this is okay. I spent a lot of time on sculpting the nose because it was one of my biggest gripes when I bought the figure. I don't know if it's a bit crooked or not. I'm gonna make some more adjustments. The next time I'll be showing you his head. Hopefully he'll be painted. Now that the sculpt is fully dried and cured, I will now be applying some black acrylic paint. Make sure to, just follow the standard rules. Don't make it too thick and paint in layers. I'm gonna speed things up here and fast forward so that you can see the finished product when I'm done. Now that painting the head is done, I'm gonna set him to the side and have him dry and wait for the paint to fully settle and cure, so that once it's done, I'm gonna protect the paint with a flat clear finish, or it could be a matte finish, acrylic spray. I almost forgot to mention, before applying the flat clear spray, I'm going to be applying a silver dry brush just to make some of the details pop out from my sculpt, because the black is too deep and the light, it doesn't catch the details that much. So I'm going to be applying a silver dry brush on the figure's head. Now if you want to learn how to do this, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube, but with me, I just apply a teeny tiny bit of paint at the tip of the brush, dry it on the palm of my hand, and just go whack on the figure. And you can, if the highlights are too much, you could always go back and start over, but this is how I like to do it on my figure. just to make sure that the cheekbones, the sides, the ears, and the tiny, I don't know, sewing lines can be seen on the figure. I'll be applying silver. Hello. So here he is now, after applying some weathering effects, sculpting, and after all those hours of work. And he looks way better than when he first came out of the box. I hope McFarlane does better with the head sculpts, honestly, but it's things like this that helps me practice my crafting and artistry when it comes to customizing action figures. So it's really amazing how just changing the size of the nose and adding some mass on the side of his head can make him look accurate, because that mouth and chin there looks a lot like Robert Pattinson. We just had to adjust the mask and some stuff. So there, if you want to go ahead and try, you can just go, have fun with experimenting, and just make sure you enjoy the process along the way. This has been Action Figure Gaming, and thanks for watching the video.